Good morning, Porter County. My name is Gavin Davis.
And I'm Jillian Young.
And this is The Morning Bite.
Sponsored by Parlor Doughnuts. So in front of us, we've got two awesome donuts.
I got Vanilla Carnival.
And I've got Chocolate Campfire, and we're going to try them.
That's good.
This is really good.
That is really good.
You guys definitely should go out and get some of these.
I think that might be my new favorite.
You know what goes so good with this?
What?
Coffee.
Or maybe like a pumpkin spice chai latte.
I'm pretty sure they have some of that at Parlor Doughnuts too, right?
Exactly.
Oh, we should definitely go there after this.
That'd be great.
So Gavin, we have a lot of news and stories to get to today, so let's start with what's going on over at Crown Point. In Lake County, Franciscan Health, Crown Point recently broke ground on a new cancer center. The diagnostic and treatment facility, scheduled to open in early 2027, will consolidate existing Franciscan Health Crown Point cancer care services into one location. Franciscan Health said, with this cancer center, our goal is to provide convenient cancer screenings, early diagnosis, and treatment, including important clinical trials, advanced surgical expertise, and radiation therapies in a beautiful and convenient location, said Franciscan Health Crown Point President and CEO Daniel McCormick. To learn more, go to franciscan.org.
Speaking of health and safety, the city of Valparaiso is highlighting National Pedestrian Safety Month by reminding drivers and pedestrians to follow the rules of the road, slow down, and avoid distractions. As a city committed to being pedestrian friendly, we make safety our top priority, says Mayor John Costas. Our Valparaiso Police Department does an excellent job of monitoring and enforcing safety rules, but we all agree that education is the first step in making us all safer on the roads.
Yeah, we all want to be safe on the roads, so that's really great. Now, turning over to some entertainment news, voting by Recording Academy members has just started for next year's Music Awards ceremony, and Zach Bryan's name intentionally won't be on any of the ballots. Bryan has declined to submit his music for consideration for the 2025 Grammy Awards. Sources confirmed Bryan decided not to submit this year based on feeling that he does not feel comfortable with awards shows making music competitive. Zach isn't the only artist that decided to decline being on the ballots for the Grammys, as others, such as Drake and Frank Ocean, also have declined to participate. So Gavin, that's really crazy that an artist would decline a ballot for the Grammy. Would you ever decline an award nomination?
No, I don't think I would. I just think it's deserved if you get such a reward.
And I feel like it's an honor too, you know?
It really is. Finally, in some international news, Germany's government said Wednesday that the country's economy is on track to shrink for a second consecutive year, underlying the unpopular administration's troubles as it heads into a difficult election year, with some of the same struggles going on here in the U.S. Germany's election could also have major implications as we continue into 2025.
Wow, it's crazy to think that the economy continues to factor into elections in all major countries and now just here. Speaking of the economy, one thing that we all love and spend money on is movies. And Francesca here with the has some previews of some new films that you can look forward to this Halloween season.
What's up, Porter County? I'm Francesca Plata with some movie news and previews for all you looking for something spooky this Halloween season. Beetlejuice is back. Beetlejuice is a 2024 American dark fantasy comedy horror film directed by Tim Burton, a sequel to 1988's Beetlejuice and the second film of the franchise. The film stars Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, and Catherine O'Hara, reprising their roles alongside new cast members Jenna Ortega and Willem Dafoe. Set more than 3 decades after the first Beetlejuice. The Dietz family returns to Winter River in 3 generations following an unanticipated family tragedy. Astrid, Lydia's rebellious teenage daughter, finds a mysterious town model in the attic and accidentally opens the portal to the afterlife, completely disrupting Lydia's world. Beetlejuice still torments her. There's unrest developing in both realms. So it's just a matter of time until someone utters Beetlejuice's name 3 times and calculating demon makes his way back to wreak havoc of his own. Earning 69 from critics and 80% from verified audience members, Beetlejuice is in theaters now. For our next film, Would You Make Yourself Younger at Any Cost? The Substance with Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley follows Elizabeth Sparkle, who once dazzled audiences. But she has seen better days. She loses her job teaching a fitness class for a daytime television program when Harvey, a grotesque executive played by Dennis Quaid, cancels her class to fit anyone who is quote-unquote young. Elizabeth, who is devastated at being abruptly rejected despite her own advanced age, discovers a strange product known as the Substance that could make her look younger and enable her to stay in the youth-focused entertainment industry. The Substance comes with a very specific set of rules. She's only to activate her younger self when she and her perky alter ego are to switch off every 7 days without exception. They are allegedly supposed to have the same consciousness, but as Elizabeth and her younger self Sue, played by Margaret Qualley, continue the Substance, they learn about the unspoken side effects of pursuing youth at any cost. The Substance is in theaters now, and I'm definitely planning to see this one. Hopefully one of these 2 films appeal to you, and I hope you get the chance to go out and see one of them this Halloween season. With your PC3 movie reviews, I'm Francesca Plata.
Some of those movies really freaks me out. Jill, do you like scary movies?
Of course I do.
Well, what's your favorite scary movie?
Well, Scream is always a classic. Definitely. We'll be back after a short break with sports, games, and so much more, so don't miss out a minute of the Morning Bite.
Dirty water is killing around 800 children each day, and with your support, you can help provide clean water to children all over the world. Every donation helps a kid out and have clean water for life. Let's go farther together. Help us by donating to our cause.
This is so good. I
So
can't stop
good.
eating. Oh, welcome back to the Morning Bite. Recently, PC3 had the opportunity to see the recording of Young Frankenstein over at the Memorial Opera House. As we head into the final weekend, make sure you pick up your tickets now and don't miss out on a great show. Here's Tim and Chris with all the details.
It's alive! For one more weekend, Memorial Opera House's Young Frankenstein plays until October 13th. Based on the 1974 film of the same name, this is a fun-filled show to get you into the Halloween spirit. We got to sit down with Garrett Sissimus, who plays Frederick Frankenstein in this production, about his experience in this amazing show. What was your favorite part of the rehearsal process for Young Frankenstein?
I would say once we finally got to the stage, and got to really interact with our environments and see everything really coming to life, it was really something, it brought the whole thing together for sure.
That's awesome. And so, what is your favorite scene in Young Frankenstein and why?
Oh, favorite scene. You know, I think it would have to be the life scene where I'm actually bringing the monster to life, just because I get to really become unhinged and go a little crazy, and it's it's just fun. It's the interactions are great. It is an electrifying moment for
Yeah.
me.
That's awesome. And so, what, compared to your other roles that you have played, like Dan in Next Normal, how does this compare, and what have you learned from playing this character on stage?
Well, so this is my first comedic role. Everything else has been pretty, dramatic, with Dan, and then also Tom Collins in Rent. So for me, it was it was an opportunity to see if I could do it, really. I mean, if I had the ability to make audiences laugh, not just cry. So it was I've learned that I am completely capable of doing that, that it seemed to go over pretty well, and that as fun as the dramatic roles have been, this one's been extra special, extra fun.
Yeah, that's great. And so, why should audiences come see Young Frankenstein in its closing weekend?
Well, because we've still got a lot of energy left to give. We love putting this show on. We love hearing the audience reactions and knowing at the end of the night that we've made something fun and special for people, and hopefully made them laugh and uplifted their day a little bit. So they should definitely come check it out.
Now listen to your heart and go see Young Frankenstein at Memorial Opera House before it closes. Purchase tickets at memorialoperahouse.com by calling the box office at 219-548-9137, or if you're feeling extra scary, go visit them at the box office. Go before it's too late.
Thanks for that preview, guys. Remember, this is the final weekend, so get your tickets for Young Frankenstein now. Also, speaking of recent events here in Valpo, even though PC3 got rained out for our live coverage, Max was able to brave through the storm and stop by Popcorn Fest in September to chat with some vendors and guests at the big event.
Last month, Valparaiso held the annual Popcorn Fest, an event where community members show off their talents through a combination of art, music, and craftsmanship. Even though it rained, the vendors and the attendees were still excited for this event and ready to see what it held in store. So without further ado, here's the 2024 Popcorn Fest.
Well, I'm an author, so I'm an author to the Shifter series. I've got my books here, and I also have my Realm of Darkness out as well. And then all of my author friends donated for the wonderful giveaway that I'm having. It's been great now that the sun is out and people are so friendly here. It's been really wonderful. Well, from what I could see, a lot of it was kind of like covered over the crowd and everything, but the Princess float was my absolute favorite. Well, next door, the barbecue place is absolutely phenomenal. I haven't really got a chance to explore past this booth since I'm kind of grounded right here, but everybody's been bringing me all these little like sweet treats and lots of food, so it's been wonderful. I'm hoping to have book 4 in my Shifter series out early next year, so I would like to showcase that as well, and hopefully, if I can pull it off, I'll have book 2 of Realm as well.
You know, Popcorn Fest is always my favorite day of the year, and it's great to see all these people out here enjoying themselves and having a good time.
It's always an awesome time. I love it.
I thought the parade was really nice. It was unfortunate that it rained a little bit.
Yeah, I know some acts got canceled because of the rain, but there were still some pretty good floats, and they were fun.
So,
Yep.
I think my favorite float was the ones where they handed out candy, and that was most of them, so that it was a good day.
There was also one that I think it was from Ivy Tech, and it was Monsters, Inc. themed, and it was a little bit terrifying.
There was a Toys for Tots, and they had Santa Claus, and that made me really happy. Yes, I would recommend everybody come to Popcorn Fest 2025.
Yeah, just get your parking 24 hours in advance.
I got a big old free bag of popcorn, which is very delicious, and it's free, so that makes it really awesome.
Yeah, I love all the free stuff. There's so many vendors, too, so you can find anything you're looking for. Yeah, there's a bunch of live music too. It's always fun.
During the Popcorn Fest, a special parade is held in the morning. This parade shows off some of the work made by different groups, including Purdue University Northwest, the Valparaiso High School Viquettes, and a number of different vendors. This work is shown in the form of very well decorated floats that go down downtown Valparaiso. Due to the rain, PC3 was unfortunately unable to cover the parade this year. And that was Popcorn Fest 2024. I'm Max Wojciechowski, signing off.
Man, that popcorn looked delicious. Speaking of delicious, let's head on over to Nicole, who's got some delicious gossip this week, as we learn about some of the things that really grind her gears.
Hello, my name is Nicole Treese, and lately I've been thinking about things that really grind my gears. I'm talking that really irritate me, frustrate me, and get under my skin. So let's look at some of my no-goes. Listen, I'm all for road safety, but can we press on the gas a little here? Some people will be going 30 and a 40 and I got places to go, guys. I'm already probably 20 minutes late, so let's pick it up. And in some ways, I feel like driving slow can be dangerous. Like, if you think about it, and you're on a highway and you're going way below the speed limit, it could potentially be dangerous. Another thing that really gets under my skin is school lunch. School lunch is something that ticks off a lot of people, as we are forced to go to school for 7 hours, starving the whole day, and then when lunch finally comes around, I'm stuck eating fake chicken. And I'm not gonna eat that. Can it at least be like Chick-fil-A or something good? It wouldn't hurt to cater our schools every once in a while. And finally, I think the thing that upsets me the most is when someone tries to talk to me when I'm listening to music. Listening to music is how I concentrate. And when you see me with my headphones in, you should know that I'm locked in. It really irritates me when I'm listening to my favorite song and someone interrupts me. Obviously, in some cases, like a fire, it's okay to interrupt me, but otherwise, just let me and my AirPods be. Hopefully, as a high school student, you can relate to some of these topics. For Grinding My Gears, I'm Nicole, and we'll see you next time.
I've got nothing to do on October 22nd.
Did I hear you have nothing to do on October 22nd?
Yes?
Then look no further. Come see Fall Fantasia put on by the Valparaiso High School Choirs on October 22nd at 7 p.m. at the Valparaiso High School Auditorium. See you there.
I am Mr. Regal, Director of Choirs of Valparaiso High School, and I approve of this message.
Coming soon to Hobart Art Theater, PC3 presents Region Spotlight, featuring the hottest bands from around Northwest Indiana, such as Grindstone, Kaya Bryce, and the Highway Band. Tickets are now on sale for only $10 if you buy in advance, or you can buy them at the door for only $15. For more information, visit pc3media.com or stop by the Art Theater October 24th. Don't miss out.
Hey Jill, are you big into gaming?
I think I am.
Well, you're not. Well, let's turn it over to some fun games as we throw it over to Connor for this next week's gaming segment.
Welcome to Level Up. On this week's episode, we'll be taking a look at a couple of recent gaming greats in the industry. So strap in and relax as Evan takes you on a journey on the long sightlines and try-hard ragers of Valorant.
Valorant revolutionized the esports scene when it launched in 2020, offering a fresh and innovative take on competitive gaming. Its fusion of tactical, first-person shooter mechanics with agent-based abilities introduced a new layer of strategy that had never been fully realized in previous titles. Unlike traditional shooters, Valorant brought a dynamic blend of individual skill and team-based strategy, where mastering the unique abilities of each agent can turn the tide of a match. This innovation challenged players to think more creatively, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in competitive gaming. Beyond its gameplay innovations, Valorant also transformed the structure of the esports ecosystem. Riot Games' strategic management of the Valorant Champions Tour, establishing a structured competitive scene with regional leagues, international tournaments, and millions in prize money. Valorant's accessible yet complex gameplay has redefined how esports leagues can be built and maintained, ensuring that Valorant remains a trailblazer for the future of competitive gaming.
Thank you, Evan. And now that we've discussed the esports aspect of gaming, let's take a... Hello again, all you beautiful people, and welcome to Dead by Daylight. If you don't know, Dead by Daylight is an isometric horror game released in 2017 with like a billion games trying to copy its formula and failing miserably in that regard. In this lovely experience, you can either play as a killer or a survivor. The survivor's goal is to repair 5 generators and escape the trial, with 3 other people aiding them in this. A killer's job is supposed to be to kill all the survivors before they escape, but a lot of the time it devolves into... It also got perks with varying effects that can help your job as either killer or survivor easier. Some of my favorites are
I can smell you.
This isn't even to mention all of the game's collaboration characters, like Michael Myers, Leatherface, Nemesis, and the newest killer, Dracula. So, speaking as someone who has over 1,000 hours in the game, if you're able to pick up Dead by Daylight anytime soon, I highly recommend it. Looks like we're nearing the end of our episode for this week. Don't forget to tune in to our next episode where we discuss more things in the gaming genre. This has been Level Up. Back to you in the studio.
After this short commercial break, we'll be back with sports as Brendan previews Friday's big high school football matchup, and Johnny and Devin are live in the studio with the latest on the Major League Baseball playoffs. We'll be right back.
This is Towing the Rubber. I'm Devin Alsman.
I'm Johnny Klumpy.
During the season, we recap the games and Cubs news every episode, and then we'll add in a couple different segments.
And during the off season, we plan on recapping news and doing trivia games.
Johnny and I will give our opinions on sports, and we'll hopefully have some laughs along the way. You can find our show on the PC3 Media Network Radio or PC3 Media YouTube channel.
Friday night lights are upon us this week. PC3 is at Valpo for our last regular season broadcast. There are also some other key matchups taking place in the region, so let's head over to Brendan to see what's going on in high school football.
Hey guys, I'm Brendan Gagan, and welcome back to your PC3 Sports Update on the Morning Bite. More big games are set to take place in the region this Friday night. With the season fading, many teams are looking for key victories in the next 2 weeks to gather momentum heading into the playoffs. Our first key game that we're going to take a look at is the LaPorte Slicers visiting the Michigan City Wolves. LaPorte enters Week 8 with a 0 in the win column. They're looking to grab their first victory in 363 days on Friday night. LaPorte got manhandled by the DAC powerhouse Crown Point Bulldogs last week, 42-0. LaPorte had -5 total yards of offense at the end of the first half against the Bulldogs. LaPorte will look to enforce a run game against the Wolves with star running back Reed Raymond. The Wolves are coming off a tough loss to Portage, 9-7. A dormant offense was shut down by the Indians' defense, as the strong defense put up the only touchdown for the Wolves. Michigan City will lean hard on the run game led by Jamarion Gee, since quarterback Trinaston Hart is questionable with an injury. Regardless if Hart plays or not, I think City's defense posts a shutout Friday night, beating the Slicers 6-0. Our next key game is the Portage Indians hopping on a 10-minute bus ride over to Valpo to take on the Vikings. The Indians are fresh off their third win of the season with a stellar defensive performance against Michigan City. Portage hopes that they found their stride just before the playoffs and look to continue their momentum push this Friday. With powerful running back in Daquan Fields and a struggling Valpo run defense, Portage will look to get Fields going early. Meanwhile, for Valpo, they're coming off their second straight loss, falling to Maryville 35-7. The Vikings have struggled to put points on the board offensively, while the defense has had trouble stopping the run game. Valpo will look to get a strong push from the offensive line, along with their own run game that has struggled a bit over the past 3 weeks. I think Valpo snaps their 2-game losing streak by figuring out how to stop the run defensively and getting that push from the offensive line, 28-6. Our final key game is our game of the week in the region. The Trojans are coming off a narrow victory at Lake Central last week, 17-16. Cheston has been proving everyone in the region wrong and have been noticed. The 5-2 Trojan squad have relied heavily on a powerful run game led by Andrew Govia and physical defense led by defensive lineman Owen Edlin. Cheston has the hardest remaining schedule out of any team in the DAC, traveling to Crown Point this week and hosting Maryville to close out their season. For the Crown Point Bulldogs, they have dominated every team they've come across this season, as they are well on their way to their third consecutive DAC title. The Bulldogs have weapons all over the place, led by 3-star quarterback Noah Ehrlich. The Bulldogs have proven that they are primed to make another run in 6A this year. I think Crown Point shuts down Govia and Ehrlich finds the weak spots in Chesterton's defense that very few teams have found. Give me the Bulldogs 42-0. That's all for this week's key matchups for PC3 Sports. I'm Brendan Gagan.
Thanks, Brendan. It looks like we'll have some great matchups to look forward to.
Speaking of matchups, Johnny and Devin are live here in the studio, and after this quick timeout, we'll turn it over to them to see what's going on with these baseball playoffs. We'll be right back.
I'm Devin Alsman, and this is
Johnny Clumpy.
And we'll go ahead and give you guys a MLB playoff recap. First game we'll talk about, or first series, is Tigers vs. Guardians. Johnny, what happened in that series?
Well, in Game 2, Kerry Carpenter hit a three-run home run in the 8th inning to give the Tigers a 3-0 lead, which they would keep for the 8th and 9th inning, winning Game 2 3-0 in a good pitching duel between both teams, but Kerry Carpenter was the only one to get an RBI in the game, allowing the Tigers to take Game 2. And then
in Game 3, we had Matt Verling, the veteran of this team, the only player who I believe has playoff experience on this Tigers team, driving one of the 3 RBIs that the Tigers have for the day, winning the game 3-0. Now they're up 2-1, and then they'll be playing tonight in Detroit for Game 4. The series is 2-1 Tigers. It'll be Tanner Bybee, the ace of Cleveland this year, versus, to be determined, it'll be a bullpen guy.
Yeah, probably, as that's what their pitching cast is, what the Tigers have done all postseason long, and it's worked.
So we'll have to see who they throw. It doesn't really matter. It'll be swapped out every inning. You just have to hope that every guy they bring in is ready to be locked down for every inning. Because Tanner Bybee's going to put up a fight. He had no earned runs in his start.
He was very good in his 4 2/3 inning in Game 1.
And obviously this is his first postseason experience as well. And this is going to be one of his biggest starts of his career, as if the Tigers win, Guardians will be eliminated from the playoffs. And then tonight we also have the Royals and Yankees game. So we'll talk about the games leading up to tonight.
Game 2, the Royals won in Yankee Stadium on the back of a homer from their vet, Salvador Perez, the veteran catcher, and they held on to win 4-1. Good defense was played. A couple key double plays forced by the Royals ended up allowing them to win Game 2 4-2 and silencing a rowdy New York crowd.
And then in Game 3, we had a 2-2 tie for most of the game going into the 8th. Then you had Chris Bubik, a first-round pick who was supposed to be like a starter and stuff, but now is going to have to figure it out in the bullpen. He was facing Giancarlo Stanton, who just destroyed a pitch that he was given to give the Yankees the lead, and they won. Stanton had 2 RBIs on the night and 3 hits, while Aaron Judge still struggled with no hits.
And now they play tonight in Kauffman Stadium with the Royals with the back against the wall. They have Michael Wacha pitching, and the Yankees have their ace, Garrett Cole. It'll be a fun Game 4, and I think a lot of America wants the Royals to win because nobody really wants to see the Yankees keep winning, but we'll see what happens tonight.
Patrick Mahomes was at the game yesterday. He wants the Royals to win. Obviously, he has one 1% share in the team as well. So he'll probably be at tonight's game as well, hoping his team wins. Then we got the Phillies and Mets series that is over. Mets have taken over the Phillies due to the Phillies bullpen collapsing in this playoffs. They lost game 1, Zach Wheeler's magnificent start due to a bad bullpen. They almost lost game 2 due to their bullpen blowing it in the 9th.
Yeah.
And then today, their bullpen let up the grand slam.
Yeah. Well, we talked about
yesterday.
We talked about it on our show on Monday. Are the Mets a very good team? Just are they very clutch, or is the Phillies bullpen bad? And we thought it was just that the Mets are the super clutch team, but I actually do think the Phillies bullpen was just bad and not going to help them win in this postseason because they struggled in the entire series.
And what's surprising is they have 2 of their bullpen guys were all-stars, and they both sucked this series. Both of them just completely blew up everything. And then tomorrow we'll have the Padres versus Dodgers for Game 5, winner take all, as the Padres got destroyed last night, 8-0. So we'll have to see how. So tonight will be Tigers, Guardians versus, and then we also got the Yankees, Royals. Tomorrow will be Dodgers, Padres
in LA.
And that will be the last game. Today's games could be the last one. It just depends. So now we'll go ahead and toss it to weather. And this was your MLB recap.
Thank you, guys. Our local weather for this week, it'll be a high of 72 today, partially cloudy with a low of 47 in the evening. Pretty low chance of rain, same for the weekend. The temperatures on Friday and Saturday will be pretty warm, 82 and 70, and then Sunday and Monday it'll start to cool down a little bit with 66 and 55 degrees. And that's it for local weather. In national news, the hurricane has devastated many homes and lots of people. According to weather.com, the Tampa Bay region of Florida is bracing for what could be a direct hit from Hurricane Milton just weeks after storm surges from Hurricane Helene flooded dozens of homes and left piles of sand in the streets. The spokesperson for the Florida Regional Incident Management Team No. 3, Jeremy Roberts, said on Sunday that basically everybody needs to go. Nobody needs to try and stay here. Nobody needs to try and ride this out. Back to you guys.
Welcome back. We are here with a special guest. Could you introduce yourself for us?
Hey, my name is Staff Sergeant Jonas. I'm the United States Air Force and Space Force recruiter for the Valparaiso area.
That's
awesome.
Cool. Would you like to tell us more about what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. My job as a recruiter is to engage with the community and to provide information to folks who may be interested about exploring the potential career opportunities that the Air Force and Space Force can provide, just sort of bridging the gap between their knowledge and what the actual benefits and career opportunities that are available to
That's
them.
awesome.
Cool.
That's very cool.
Thank you for your service.
I appreciate your
thank
support, and I appreciate y'all having me.
Okay, so we did our first morning bites today, so we're going to have our guests take the ending bite.
It's a pumpkin.
Woohoo! Is it
10
good?
out of 10.
Good? All right. What kind of donut was that?
I believe this was a pumpkin flavored donut. So I chose this one's good. You know, it's October.
Festive for
I
Halloween.
love pumpkin.
Perfect.
Pumpkin spice anything. It's
Yeah,
so good.
it's the best.
It is.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in on the Morning Bite, and we will see you guys next time.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? Is this thing on? Whatever. My name's Hunter, and I'm a park ranger at Ashmore National Park. I patrol the northwestern sector of the woods, and I've been out camping for a week now. Something's really off, and I don't know what it is. I can't tell if there's an animal out here that's just been stalking me or what, but I've never had this feeling before out of all the years I've been here, and I'm requesting backup. I can't tell if I'm just going insane or if there's actually someone here, something here. Whatever. I'm probably just losing my mind. Just please send help. I don't even care who it is. Just